What if your body didn't follow the rules of nature? From world records to the rarest genetic mutations, discover 10 women who are redefining the impossible. Get ready. What you are about to see goes far beyond any imagination. Number 10. Jessica Cox, Flight Without Limits. Imagine your morning routine for a moment. Getting dressed, making coffee, driving to work. For most of us, these actions are automatic. But now imagine having to accomplish them without your hands or your arms. This is the daily challenge Jessica Cox has faced since birth. Born with a rare congenital malformation, Jessica has never known the use of her arms. However, if you're expecting a story of giving up, you are completely wrong. Jessica refused to use prosthetics, preferring to tame her feet to make them tools of surgical precision. She writes, eats, types on a keyboard, and drives her car with disconcerting ease. But her most incredible feat takes place in the air. In 2008, she entered the Guinness Book of Records by becoming the first woman in the world to obtain a pilot's license by steering a plane solely with her feet. Her message is powerful. Handicap is a question of perception. In addition to being a pilot, she is a black belt in Taekwondo and travels the world as a speaker to inspire those who feel limited by their own fears. Jessica doesn't just live, she takes flight, proving that the only true limits are the ones we impose on ourselves. She turns every obstacle into a victory, showing that the human spirit has absolutely no real limits. Number 9. Jo Cameron, the woman who knows no pain. Pain is unpleasant, certainly, but it is essential to our survival. It's the alarm signal that tells us, "Watch out, you're burning yourself," or "Your body is injured." Now imagine that this signal doesn't exist. This is the life of Jo Cameron, a 71-year-old Scottish woman who lived most of her life without knowing she was different. It wasn't until the age of 65, after major hip surgery for which she felt no need for painkillers, that doctors discovered her secret. Jo is the carrier of a highly rare genetic mutation on a gene called FAAH-OUT. This mutation not only suppresses physical pain, but also reduces anxiety and fear to almost zero. However, living without pain carries major risks. Jo recounts that she once burned her arm on a stove without realizing it, alerted only by the smell of burning flesh. She also didn't feel the pain of childbirth. Today, her DNA is being studied by the world's leading geneticists. The goal? To understand her biological mechanism to create a new generation of chronic pain treatments without side effects or addiction. Jo Cameron may be the key to a major medical revolution. Her resilience in the face of the invisible dangers of her daily life fascinates researchers worldwide. Number 8. Koudia Diop, the melanin goddess. In a fashion industry often criticized for its lack of diversity, Koudia Diop had an explosive impact. Originally from Senegal, this young woman has skin of such a deep and pure black that it seems almost unreal, catching the light in a unique way. But this gift of nature was initially a source of suffering. During her childhood, Koudia was the target of relentless mockery. She was nicknamed the Daughter of the Night, or the Dark One. In many cultures, colorism, discrimination against the darkest skin tones, leaves deep scars. Yet Koudia chose to transform these attacks into a source of identity and strength. She baptized herself the Melanin Goddess. Today, an international model based in New York, she uses her fame to fight restrictive beauty standards and encourage self-acceptance. Her success is a brilliant revenge. She reminds us that what society sometimes tries to present as a flaw can, with boldness and confidence, become our greatest asset. Her presence on the runways is an activist act for all women who do not see themselves represented in traditional media. Her natural radiance is redefining the criteria of modern aesthetics for an entire generation of girls. Number 7. Abby and Brittany Hensel, two souls, one body. The case of Abby and Brittany Hensel is undoubtedly one of the most fascinating in modern medicine. They are conjoined twins, dicephalic paraphagus, which means they have two heads, two hearts, and two stomachs, but share a single circulatory system and, from the waist down, a single body. What makes their story incredible is their coordination. Each sister controls one half of the body, Abby the right side, Brittany the left. To walk, run, ride a bike, or even drive a car, they must act in perfect symbiosis without even needing to speak to each other. It's a neurological feat that scientists still struggle to fully explain. But beyond the medical aspect, It is their human life that commands respect. They grew up in Minnesota, attended university, and are now primary school teachers. They lead an active social life and refuse to be treated as curiosities. Their existence is a lesson in patience and compromise. They show us that individuality can flourish even in the most intimate sharing of a physical existence, and that solidarity is not just a concept, but a vital necessity. Their daily harmony is a true life lesson for anyone who doubts sisterhood. Number 6. Natalia Kuznetsova, pure strength. If you crossed paths with Natalia Kuznetsova on the street, you would probably think you were seeing a superhero straight out of a Marvel movie. This Russian athlete is a professional bodybuilder who has pushed muscular development to a level rarely achieved by a woman. With thighs measuring over 70 centimeters in circumference and the ability to deadlift over 280 kilograms, Natalia holds several world powerlifting records. Her physique is the result of iron discipline, years of intensive training, meticulously measured nutrition, and a will of steel. Of course, her appearance provokes mixed reactions. In a world that often imposes an image of thinness or fragility on women, Natalia reclaims her raw power. She fully embraces her body and brushes off criticism about her femininity. For her, true freedom consists of sculpting her own identity, even if it defies social norms. She has become a global fitness icon, proving that strength has no gender and that the human body is malleable material at the service of our will. She breaks gender barriers through an impressive physical demonstration of perseverance and self-sacrifice. Number 5. Rama Haruna, the smile of resilience. The story of Rama Haruna is one of the most touching on this list. Originally from a small village in Nigeria, Rama was born healthy, but at the age of 6 months, a mysterious illness brought her body's growth to a grinding halt. Her limbs stopped developing, leaving her with the size of an infant as she entered adulthood. Because of her condition, her family transported her daily in a blue plastic bowl so she could interact with the world. Although her physical situation was extremely precarious and painful, Rama became famous worldwide thanks to a photo showing her face beaming with happiness. Despite her limitations, she possessed a joy for life that deeply moved millions of people. Her family dedicated their lives to her well-being, with her brother traveling miles every day to take her into town. Rama passed away in 2016, but her message still resonates. Human dignity does not depend on the shape of the body, and happiness is an internal choice that even the most tragic circumstances cannot completely extinguish. She remains a universal symbol of courage in the face of adversity. Her luminous inner strength continues to inspire the world despite the most painful physical hardships. Number 4. Harnum Kaur, beauty beyond gender. Harnum Kaur is a young British woman who had to fight an intense psychological battle before becoming the icon she is today. Suffering from polycystic ovary syndrome, PCOS, she started seeing a thick beard grow on her face from the age of 11. For years, she tried to hide this facial hair through waxing, shaving, and chemical treatments, enduring school bullying and falling into deep depression. But at 16, she made a radical decision: to stop fighting her body and start loving it. She decided to let her beard grow, fully embracing her unique appearance. This choice transformed her life. Harnum entered the Guinness Book of Records as the youngest woman to have a full beard. She became a high-fashion model and an influential activist for self-confidence. By breaking the codes of traditional femininity, she asks an essential question: why should we be ashamed of what nature gave us? Her courage helps thousands of people suffering from body image issues to accept themselves as they are. She wears her identity with a pride that disarms even her harshest critics. Number 3. Mariam Nabatanzi, the mother of courage. In Uganda, Mariam Nabatanzi is a legendary figure. Nicknamed Mama Uganda, she holds an astounding biological record. By the age of 40, she had already given birth to 44 children. This is not a lifestyle choice, but the result of a rare genetic condition of hyperovulation, which causes her to release multiple eggs each cycle, leading almost systematically to multiple births, twins, triplets, and quadruplets. But behind this incredible number lies a reality of struggle. Abandoned by her husband, Mariam raises her gigantic family alone. To feed her children, she juggles multiple jobs, hairdresser, herbalist, scrap metal collector, and seamstress. Her life is an endless cycle of work and sacrifice. Despite the extreme difficulty of her situation, she refuses to complain. She has managed to put most of her children through school, making their success her sole priority. Mariam is not just a fertility curiosity, she is the embodiment of maternal instinct and economic resilience. She shows us that, even faced with a burden that would seem insurmountable to anyone else, the human heart can expand to offer love and protection. Her unconditional devotion proves that motherhood is a daily battle fought with determination. Number 2. Ekaterina Lysina, Between Heaven and Earth. Ekaterina Lysina is a woman who never goes unnoticed. Originally from Russia, this former professional basketball player and Olympic medalist stands at 2.05 meters, 6 feet 9 inches, tall. But what makes her unique are her legs. They measure 1.32 meters, 52 inches, which earned her the world record for the longest legs on a woman. After her athletic career, Ekaterina decided to conquer the modeling world. She had to learn to transform what was once a source of embarrassment, the difficulty of finding clothes her size, or the constant stares of passers-by, into a prestigious asset. Today, she works with the greatest photographers and walks the runways all over the world. She uses her platform to encourage tall young girls not to slouch to fit the mold, but rather to stand tall and proud. Ekaterina proves that beauty can be expressed on a larger-than-life scale, and that physical uniqueness is a strength when one decides to fully embrace it. She now stands as an iconic figure of elegance and uninhibited grandeur. Number 1. Mandy Sellers, The Fight Against the Uncontrollable. The story of Mandy Sellers is one of a fierce struggle against a mysterious pathology. Mandy suffers from a rare form of Proteus syndrome, a genetic disease that causes disproportionate growth of certain body parts. In her case, it was her legs that never stopped growing, reaching a combined weight of nearly 100 kilograms, 220 pounds, while the rest of her body remained petite. In 2010, following severe complications, she had to have one leg amputated. But in an incredible medical twist, the tissue began to grow back on the stump, defying all surgical predictions. Faced with this situation that would have crushed many others, Mandy displays admirable humor and intelligence. She works closely with scientists at Cambridge University who managed to map her DNA to find an experimental treatment aimed at stopping this growth. Her life is a testament to the fragility of our genetic code, but also to the mental strength required to live with a body that changes uncontrollably. Mandy is not defined by her illness, but by how she faces it, with dignity, scientific curiosity, and an unshakable hope. Her thirst for scientific knowledge perfectly illustrates the victory of intelligence over biological fate. Number 11. Moment of Unexpected Cases. Nia, with her deep black skin, fell prey to a wave of online hate. Her large ears, with a pinkish hue contrasting with her skin, became the center of cruel mockery. The insults rained down, violent and unjust, targeting this rare difference. Despite the pain of the words, Nia kept her head held high, her steady gaze defying the digital darkness. She persisted, proving that beauty lies in diversity. Question: how can art or personal expression help people like Nia overcome cyberbullying related to their appearance? In conclusion, these admirable journeys remind us that human diversity is an infinite strength. Whether through genetics or sheer willpower, these women break the norms and push us to transform every difference into a highly powerful asset.